Okay, yeah, let's continue with Get Rich or Die Gaming, the Refactor. I'm at home today, and I think the internet is not very good. Looks like we're dropping a lot of frames. I mean, looks like it's dropping 50% of the frames. So, I mean, if you're watching on Twitch right now, which I doubt anybody is, but if you are, and it's really crappy, blame my dad, because he's downloading TV shows, I think. Should have never taught him to do that. I want to close this. I want to open the. It's not very good. I want to open the. So we're dropping a lot of frames. I didn't. Yeah, I mean, looks like it's dropping 50% of the frames. So, I mean, if you're watching on Twitch right now, I'm just watching myself, which I doubt anybody is. But if you are, stop. Twitch. Forget it. No chat. Andrew, if you're watching and you want to talk to me, just send me a message on GChat. And if anybody else is talking to me and they, yeah, just send me a message on GChat, Andrew. I'll get it. Okay, let's do this. Okay, what's something I want to work on? I don't even know. There's a lot of stuff to do actually. One is gameplay state. Another thing I've been thinking about was, yeah, let's kill this. Actually, let's just do something a bit simple because it's a refactor, right? We're not supposed to be writing too much code. We're supposed to just be moving stuff around the place. Okay, hi Andrew. So I want to kill this guy because I don't think we need it, and then that's gonna make everyone a little bit crazy. So let's kill it, and then who's Andrew? I heard you say. There are build errors. Would you like to continue? No. Yeah. Oh, not too many. Not too many. Okay, so just kill that, and then. What's this? What is this? Handle dialogue input. So it's getting the cutscene. Okay, so it gets a dialogue item. And the dialogue item has a ID in it, which points to the cutscene. Yeah, I mean, that's another part of the... I want to rewrite all this, actually, so what we will do is we will go... And then we'll do it later. There's a few states in this game, I think 10 or so, and we kind of... I'm just going to re-implement all of them. Like, take bits and pieces that are okay, but mostly throw away about 80% of the stuff. This is a custom hotspot. It's just basically, you define a rect and then some custom code fires. It's really bad. Like, I shouldn't really be doing this. Ideally, what I want from this refactor, and I might not do it, but we'll try like work our way towards it. Ideally, what I want to do is create an engine and create data, right? So we have data files that define the whole game, the game sort of stuff, and then we have an engine that reads in those data files. It's totally doable, and with this kind of game, it should be fucking easy. But I've just never done that. I always like kind of smash the engine and game together because I'm lazy. Alright, so let's just comment that out. Oh man, it's so hot today. I went hiking, and last night I went drinking till 3 a.m. That was not an enjoyable hike. Handle hotspots. Yeah, it's only this thing that's not good, so just comment this whole block out. We're gonna redo that. Hotspots are gonna do their own thing. Item hotspot, yeah, okay. Same thing. Cool. Okay, so control state, that's another thing I want to do. This is actually a texture. It really should not be a texture. Could do it now. We can fix this up now. So basically, right now, this state just draws a texture, and then when you press escape, it goes back. Right? These are the controls for the game. We could do that. It shouldn't be too hard. I mean, I'm thinking we just like define data and new lines, right? So, yeah, we're just passing a string or even a list of strings. But I think passing in a string is better, and then using new line characters to split it up. Is that a good idea? Yeah, that's probably okay. We could do it as lists. I shouldn't check my phone on stream, but I'm supposed to do something later. Oh, maybe not. Okay, so yeah, let's do this thing. So we've got that state already. It's called ControlsState, and it loads a texture and draws a texture. So instead of doing that, let's I don't know. Let's do it in a string of arrays. Because if we do a new line character, private list, private, oh fuck, private string array text list was new string. I always forget the syntax for this. I think it's something like this. And then bang bang, bang bang. I think you can end it like this. Can you? Can you? You can, yeah. So we could even go down like this. And then, yeah. Then it kind of looks the way it looks on screen, which is okay. Where's that texture? Where is that texture? Misk. Controls. Okay. Hello, future bowlers. This game is pretty simple. Okay. I'm just gonna type it. I mean, there's actually no other way to do it. Hello, future bowlers. This game is pretty simple. Use the arrow keys to move Wilson Cooper. Use the arrow keys to move Wilson Cooper around. Use the mouse to move the cursor. Around and interact with stuff. Press the I key to open the inventory. And then this one just the line and then press escape to return. And then done. I like to leave a trailing comma just so that if I want to add another line and just go like that or something. Some people really hate that, but some people are assholes. There's nothing you can do about it. Okay, so because of that, we don't need this texture anymore. And do we need the content manager? Probably not, but let's just keep it. That's the worst example. We could even kill this. Let's just kill it later if we need to. Alright, so we actually need to do the sort of thing that we did in centered text, but it's a bit different because it's not centered. It's left adjusted. We could write out a method that, like, you know, just center stuff or left adjust stuff, but instead of like having it interspersed in different objects. So we've got the text object has centered text that draws from the bottom, and then the centered text object has text that is horizontally centered and is in the middle of the screen, and then this one is like left justified in the middle of the screen. We could do that, but that's kind of, it feels like overkill. But the other thing is we really are like duplicating the code quite a bit, which is not really great. Private list. Can we do this? I think we can. Yeah. Private vector2 position list. Equals new vector2, and then text list dot. Nah, one of those didn't. I don't know why it doesn't. We just want to pass in like 12 or something, right? Is that the right syntax? Yeah, it is. So we want to do text. We want to reference text list, but we can't. So we'll just do it in the constructor. Just here. Position list equals new vector2 text list dot count length. Oops. Still want that defined. Maybe this should go above it. I don't know why. It's hard to like figure out how to order these sort of things. Okay, that looks good. So basically, we have like an equal amount of vector2 structs as lines of text because we have like it's basically a 1-to-1 ratio. We actually have that quite a bit. We have like this string and vector2 combination quite a bit. We could make a type. Maybe we will. Think about it. I'll think about it. And we're doing the set position thing again, right? I mean, we could even just do that code. And I think I will. It's like, I don't want to think. I'm still hungover. Oh yeah, also I only want to go for an hour. I don't want to like, how long are we going for? Does it say? 12 minutes. Okay, so I'm going to set a timer for 48 minutes. Stopwatch. Timer. 48. Start. Alright. What are we doing? Oh yeah, center text. So we got this calculate. Whoa, that's a lot of code. That is a lot of code. No matter. Calculate positions. Yeah, just dump that down here. I think the private methods usually go after the public ones. That's a good way to do it. And I think you should also do it alphabetically. Maybe? I don't know. I just order them as I write them, but I try to keep public methods before private ones. So this is not going to pass in a list. It's going to pass in string array, and it's going to actually return a. Ah shit. Yeah, that's. We're actually just going to do this like position list equals calculate positions. Text list. Right. So vector2 just returns a vector2 array, takes in a string array. Why am I using arrays instead of strings? Instead of lists? I like doing it because it feels more low level. It doesn't make any difference at all. And generally, like when you want to add functionality, you'll switch in a list instead. So it's just easier to work with than a fucking array. But this stuff should be static, right? I mean, even in text, could probably be an array instead of a list. Maybe we'll change it later, but I don't really see the point. Maybe just for consistency's sake. Yeah, okay, so return list equals new. I mean, let's call it return array. Let's just do this. Equals new vector2 text list dot count. No, length. Yeah. Okay, so we declare the size of the array, and then single text height equals centered font limit string. We don't actually want centered font. Which font do we want? Yeah, this is going to be problematic because how many times do we reference centered font? Twice. Okay, not too many. I think it's dialog item font. It could be menu font. Let's take a look at what they are. This is just an XML font. Kutene 18. Alright, I don't think we actually use that. We could kill it. more 26. That seems like it could be right. Okay, so we'll use dialog item font. And where are we supposed to be? We're supposed to be in control state. So it's dialog item font. Dialog item font. Dialog item font, measure string, text x divided by 2. We don't actually want that. The x position should be the same for all of it. It should just be the left position of the inner 80%, which is called the title safe right. Okay, so we should go through this line by line, or else I'm gonna fuck something up. I mean, just making it build is not gonna give us the right functionality. So it's text list.length. Yep. Current y position, globals, viewpoint, row, total height. Yes, that's correct. For each text and text list, declare a new position. Position.x is it's easier actually to do this. We just go globals dot viewpoint. No. Title safe right. Dot left. Position y, current y plus equals single text height. Return array is the syntax is just wrong. Return array. Yeah, okay, so it should be return array I equals equals position. And then instead of doing a for loop, we should do a for each. Sorry, I mean instead of a for each, we should do a for loop. For in I equals 0, I less than text list. Every time. Dot length. I plus plus. Is it like that? Yes, no, yes, I don't know. The fuck is this text used anyway? We don't even use it. Okay, so we don't actually need the text. But that's fine. Because we're not censoring it, we don't need to measure it. So why do we pass in the text? We don't need it, actually. We actually don't need the text for this thing. We just need the amount of... We could just pass in the size of the number of rows. But this works too, right? I don't know if I should change it so it's more clear, because because this parameter is kind of useless. The only thing we use it for is the length. So why not just pass in the length? But it doesn't really make too much of a difference. I mean, it's not like... Yeah, let's just do it like that. We can... Okay, so we've got the positions. This start. Update does the same thing. Draw will do something different. So we'll go for each text. No, we have to do for loop because we want to go across both. For in I equals 0, I less than text list. But count, no length, I plus plus. And then sprite batch. Retro string. I kind of want to store the sprite fonts inside this object instead of referencing them from the global thing, because we reference it in a few places. 3, I think. Well, actually, here it's just 1. Me too, but still. Because if we switched out the fonts accidentally, let's just say like I want to change the font to something else, and I switch out the font here, but I forget to switch it out here, it's going to draw the wrong. It's going to draw the old font, and it's going to have a messed up. The sizing is going to be all messed up. We will notice, but if we just have a single, if we just like have a sprite font up here, and we set it once, and then we reference that throughout it, we just have to change it up here once. Seems like a good idea. It's my to-do list, which does not exist. Font manager dot instance dot. Is it dialog item font? Yes. Text I. No, text list I. Position list I. Color dot white. Okay, let's hope that works. No, it didn't work. Okay, so I can already kind of guess what the problem is. Basically, font manager is not initialized before. Font manager is not initialized before. Font manager needs to be initialized before the states, right? So let's just go do that. Font manager, and then where's the states? Game state manager, yeah. So we can just do this. What's this version number? I don't. why would that be a good place to put it? Yeah, it's just not used. We just kill it. Previous menu. There's so much stuff here where I'm like, that's stupid, that's stupid, that's stupid, that's stupid, that's stupid, that's stupid. Like, this is really stupid. Game over text. We could just, let's kill it. Game over text. Yep. Text box text is also stupid. But let's do these things one by one. I don't want to try to do it one by one. Do I have game over state? Yeah, but it doesn't do anything. We can implement the game over state next. It's another thing where we have centered text. Oh, we do have a draw centered text thing. Who the hell is Rip Skins? Why am I on Steam? I never use Steam. Free is pretty good. Game over state. So let's go back to that. God damn it! I should not have done that. Okay, let's try to do one thing at a time, because we will get lost. You know. Yeah, let's just get this. Put it here. I don't know. Does it do anything? Oh, so we do have a game over state. It just doesn't like do the stuff I want it to do. I want it to draw two things. Twitter. Is that the maybe I shouldn't be Twitter. It should be on websites. Yeah, fuck that. Fuck Twitter. At the time, I didn't have a website, so. Cool. Okay, that's fine. Now, let's build. There probably is another error somewhere. No, it just works. Hey, that's nice, and like it looks a lot smoother as well. Ah, typo. Use the error. Hello, future balls. This game is pretty simple. Use the arrow. Does it look the same though? Like, does it look the same? Does it look the same? No. Yeah, the difference is actually the starting position, and the font looks smaller in this one. We should center it actually. But we should center the box. It's tricky though. Basically, we need to measure like, we want to measure the rectangle and then center it. So, we would kind of like, it's easy to figure out how tall it is, but the width, we just basically find the max width. So we actually have to do some measuring there. Should we do that? Yeah, let's do that. It would be nice. Another solution would be to just directly hard code a starting position, but it's not as you know, if we change the text, which we won't. I'm not going to change the text, but if we do change the text, we'd have to change the sliding position as well. So let's do it in the more robust way. Because I'm on stream. If I wasn't, fuck that. Hack the shit out of it. Okay. Yeah, so fix the typo and do the other thing. So, what is it called? Control state. Close all of this. Use the arrow keys. Done. So calculate position should probably do this. So total height, and we also want total width. This is total width. Better definitions would be max width, right? So we'll just do this. Int max width equals int dot min value. Yes, I know it's not used because I literally just defined it. Can you give me a fucking break for just a second? Okay, so we want to do something. What do we want to do? We want to find the widest line of text, and it's clearly like this one, right? But that's not how we're gonna do it. We're gonna measure it instead of. Yeah, we actually need like the widest text in pixels. So we will do something like this. If so, oh yeah, let's get the width. So int text width, or yeah, I mean text width. Okay, globals dot. No, it's not globals. It's font manager dot instance dot dialog at font dot measure string. I believe it's text list on dot x, right? So that's how wide the text is. It's a float, so we want to cast it to an int. And then we want to check. So if text width greater than max width. Is max width a good name? I'm sure we say like. No, max width is okay. I think it's okay. If text width greater than max width, then max width equals text width. And that should do it. That should give us the widest thing to calculate. Find largest. I don't know, widest line text. Yeah, actually, it's something we should do separately because we want to. The widest line of text influences the position. So we actually have to do 2 loops. Maybe there's a way to not do 2 loops, but fuck it, let's do 2 loops. And then this loop we can loop on something else. Actually, yeah, there's no reason to loop on something else. It looks reasonable. 2 set those positions. Okay, so we also want something called int starting x. Is that x position? Starting x position. And that will be globals.viewportRect.width minus max width divided by 2. I think. That seems right. And then the x is just going to be the starting position. Starting x position. Cool. And I think that should work. So let's give it a try. It might not be super noticeable. Yeah, it's just pretty noticeable. It's nice and centered, right? And let's do something like, let's change this so we can be sure it actually works. So we can just comment this jerk out, copy it, and hello. I am lost. Yeah, so that should, starting x position should be basically right in the middle of the screen. Yeah, I think that's right. That's cool. It just looks wrong for that text, because this text we kind of like wrapped it up. This text is not wrapped up, so if we did something like, hello there. Oops. Still looks shit. Whatever, fuck it. It looks good in this big chunk. Cool. Done. And because of that, we can delete a texture, which is a glorious victory. Yeah. So we can delete a texture called controls. Oops. Oops. No, D-pad. D-pad's fine. D-pad can go any also, but I might just keep it because I want this code base to be this will be the code base I work on for any more get rich or die gaming stuff. So if I want to make a mobile version or whatever, or if I want to update it, I want this version to be like the mobile version, the desktop version, the Xbox version. And so even this asset is only for the mobile version, and we can just keep it there anyway. It's not that big. This might crash because we might load that thing somewhere else. No, we don't. Okay, cool. That's great. So let's commit. Is there any like? No, there's no secret stuff. That's not related. This is controls is that's adding stuff. This is yeah, this is before actually. It's not related either, so good. I don't think it's related. I don't think it's related. I kind of just don't really care about writing commit messages. What does Andrew say? Yes, that's right. Fucking ship it. Yeah, so no longer using this stupid controls.png texture. We write the text in controls state using a SpriteFont. Okay. Yes. Yeah. Yeah. That's related. That's related. This is not related. So put these guys. Remove all cutscenes. Stupid array. I guess like the internet is really struggling because they're streaming as well. Game over. I wrote it like this. Game over. And then baller industries.com. And then why is it a list instead of an array? But it doesn't matter, we'll come back to it later. Change game over text. I'm not gonna do any of these like really meaningful commits anymore. It's too slow. And nobody, I don't anticipate anybody else is gonna look at this code. Or this repo. Okay, what do I want to do next? I don't know, let's look around. We could just delete stuff, and then how much time have we got left? 20 minutes. We could try and hit some other feature like actually we're not even done with cutscenes. Yeah, we got quite a bit to do on cutscenes. Let's do that. I mean, we won't finish cutscenes today, but we can knock out some more features. That's good.
Hey, want some organic psychoactive drugs?
You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you in a court of law. You have the right to speak to an attorney and to have an attorney present during any questioning. If you cannot afford a lawyer, one will be provided for you at government expense.
The text looks a bit weird. The T's are really close together. Look for two T's and they come out. They're really close together. Why is that? More double T's. Maybe more double T's. Spelled Cito's name is Cito. Got the hate with it. Oh, whatever. So cutscenes. One thing I want to do. First things first. Like, you don't want to start off in a cutscene. We want to start off in the opening scene because there's quite a bit to do on cutscenes. So main menu state, opening scene. Leave that there. I might want to change it to something else later.
Wilson is playing Dota.
So I want it so that when I click, it
He
jumps
is
to
a
the
major
next
pro
audio
and
cue.
already
Another
has
thing
3
is
kills, but then something terrible happens. His Dota-hating dad
I want
comes
to fix
home
that
from work
bug.
early.
I don't think I fixed it. I don't think I fixed it. Because I didn't commit it. Maybe I did actually. Cutscene state? No. It's actually inside cutscene, which is here. Inside cutscene update. Oh yeah, I did fix this bug. So Andrew, this is like my solution for that bug. You said so when we remove a queue, we push the counter back by 1, and then that means we, like let's say we're on 0, and we want to remove Q0 and put it into the other list. So we remove Q0. We're pointing to -1, and then we plus, and we're on, the next queue. That should. It's not really the nicest solution. I can't think of a better one. And the other thing I thought about is like, it means this does not work in a multi-threaded environment. There's no multi-threading in this game, but I want to know what's the best way to do this, but I can't think of it. But yeah, that's what I came up with. So another thing we want to do is we want to listen for clicks, and when there's a click, we It will be the first thing we do actually. So we'll change this. We just want to jump to the next audio cue. We don't want to skip the entire scene when the user clicks. We just want them to be able to kind of seek through the scene. So when user clicks, skip ahead to the next audio cue. So that'll be if controls dot clicked, left clicked once. For audio cue equals get next audio cue. Timer is on this guy. Yeah, so get next audio cue and then let's write that. It shouldn't be too complicated, I think. Private. Private cue. Cue? Audio. No, is it called audio? Sound. Get next audio cue. Remove and increment the 4. Remove and increment. Wait, what does Andrew say? Remove the increment. Content is text. For some reason, what Andrew said is not showing up. Don't fret. Oh, here we go. Remove the increment from the 4, line, and just increment if you don't modify the list. But don't modify the list. What does it mean? So here, okay. Move the increment from the 4 and just increment if you okay. So we just have nothing here, right? Do we need to add anything like this? No, very well. Move timer. Yep. Greater than Q else. Okay. So what? It's like this. It seems like it might not loop. Oh no, I think you're right. Yeah, that seems about right. Cool. I don't like it. It's more code. Let's see if it works. What's going on? Yeah, right. I want to call this that makes sound cue.
Wilson is playing Dodo. He is a major pro and already has 3 kills, but then something terrible happens. His Dota-hating dad comes home from work early.
Son, I am disappointed. I told you to code me a butterfly game.
But Dad, I'm still.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like it works. It's just like, I think this one's a style thing, so. Problem is, like, when you see a for loop, you kind of expect it to have an I++ at the end. And then, so you kind of need to think about what's going on a bit more than you would. But the I minus minus, you look at it and you're like, what's that about? Either way, like, the code's a bit janky. I'll just leave it here because Andrew's my only viewer. I've got to please him. Yeah, so let's get next sound cue. Oh, we still have his ID. Can we get rid of it? No. That's for later. So get next sound cue. This is not so great because we just want to get the next sound cue, not one that's currently playing, but the next one. So the way I did it before was I kind of went for each. For each for each bar, no, it's just a Q in all scene objects. If Q as sound equals Q as sound equals Q as sound, right? Yeah. Sound equals Q as sound. Sound equals Q as sound. If sound does not equal null, return sound, right? So the assumption here is that this list is sorted. And I think it is, but I don't know. if this list is sorted, we can make those assumptions up here and check some performance. So we can kind of be like, we can do something like, if the queue needs to jump into the list, then like basically, yeah, we can do a lot. We don't have to go along the whole list if the list is sorted. So up here, it's assuming the list isn't sorted, and down here, it's assuming the list is sorted, which is like, it's bad design. So we can fix that up later. So we can do, I actually don't even know what we're sorting by. Currently displayed objects are sort. That's done for the draw, I believe. Right? Yeah. And what does it sort by? It's sorting by draw order on this one. Whereas we actually want to sort, if we wanted to sort the queues, we would sort them by the fire at, right? So there's a few things we want to sort them by. One is fire at, one is draw order. I can't remember how to do custom sort strategies. It's pretty easy, I think, but I just can't remember the syntax. I don't want to look it up either. I mean, I'll look it up off stream and then pretend I know it in my head. So for now, let's just do this with the assumption and then kind of show you how it's working and then fix it up later. Then we are doing a refactor. We can't make it perfect. Whatever. Let's get on with this. So that returns a sound, and then if it just doesn't, we're just gonna return null. Couldn't find it. A lot of people don't like this when you return null in your APIs. The other way to do it is like, I actually don't know how you would. You could do something like, is there another sound? If so, get sounds. I don't know. That's something else to think about. Just get on with this. Okay, so we get the next sound cue. If audio cue equals null, that means there's no more sounds and we want to end the scene, right? Yeah, so we just call end cutscene. End cutscene. Yeah, so end cutscene is called in a few places. Else timer equals audio cue dot fire at, right? Just like that. So it's basically jumping the timer forward when we click and there's a sound cue. I think this should work. Let's give it a try.
Wilson is playing Dota. He is a major Dota and already has 3 kills.
Yeah, I mean, there's already a problem.
Something
We need to stop the cues. We need to stop it when we click. So what's it here, I guess. And audio manager dot instance stop effects.
Wilson is playing. He is a major pro, and his Dota hating dad comes.
Son, I am disappointed.
But
Dad!
Downloading the compiler.
So released into the wild, Wilson
Just notice one thing. Yeah, so that seems to be working, which is good. Just notice one more thing. I want to change the title of the window. Where is it? Get rich or die game. No, it's nowhere. Get rich or die game. Assembly. Okay. So we just don't set it. We can do it. I think we can do it in the constructor. So window. Stupid. It's pretty obvious what's going on there. Don't really need a comment. Window.title equals Baller Industries 2010 get diagram. Oops, semicolon. Oh no, I was expecting a semicolon. But I never got it. What am I supposed to do? Cool. Is that 2010 weird? It does look a bit weird.
Wilson is playing.
Oops. Maybe we don't need the thing. I mean the year. I just want to put it there so I can say to people, look, it's a long time
Wilson
ago.
is playing. He is his Dota.
Son,
I know it sucks,
but
but
down.
give me a break. It's a long time ago. But no. I want to see what I did in Tokyo Host too, like for the window title. Hopefully there's nothing incriminating here. Quickly go to the Tokyo Host project. Forget it. Too risky. Who knows what people could find. Open it some other way. It's something I'm really paranoid about, like accidentally logging into my internet banking or just typing my password on stream or something. It shouldn't really matter, but because nobody's watching, but who knows? Yeah, it's just like that. Okay. So flip it around. Cool, that's good. What else do I want to do? Let's start. Actually, we're not really done with cutscenes still.
Wilson is playing. He is his Dota hating dad.
Son, I am disappointed. I told you.
But Dad!
But
I'm
Dad.
still downloading the
Downloading the compiler my.
So released into the wild.
Yeah, so 2 queues are not done. Animation and animated character. Let's just do something with these. Game 1, cutscene loaders. I'm trying to think about where to put all these things. Yeah, this is just gonna have. Where to put these guys? Like, it's like, what is the comment about? It's fucking obvious what's going on here. You know, it took me a really long time to write this. Yeah, 4:40 a.m., February 2nd, 2010. I remember writing that comment. So I didn't use version control at that time, and that was kind of like a way of telling myself that these cues, I knew it probably messed up. Yeah, another thing I want to do is, I guess I also want to fix the graphics. Split graphics and background into 2 different things, and also, get rid of all the graphics that have constructors with floats in them. And I think I will do that later because in a lot of these cutscenes there's not that many graphics, right? So in this one there's the bakery background, the baker, and the table, right? it's just 3 graphics, and these graphics actually, yeah, if you look at this, it's just the position of the baker and the position of the table. And what we could actually do, and I did this in other games, we have a new queue type called like CDO that add new room contents, right? And that's just it, right? And then it actually doesn't even have a queue time. It just goes on forever, and you have to clear it out and stuff. And it's just basically all the graphics inside the current room, and it'll just add them for you automatically, so you don't have to write this kind of boilerplate stuff. And if when I make this room content same, and then we have to redefine the room objects first, but so we'll redefine the room objects, then make this room contents queue, and then we can kill a lot of these queues, like in a lot of these cutscenes. And then when we kill those queues in these cutscene definitions, I'm hoping there will be less graphics that have constructors using floats, and then it'll just make our lives easier. I'm hoping that should be the case. It might not be, but that's kind of the way I'm thinking about doing that. And the more I think about this, the more I realize this is a really big project. I don't know how many videos it's going to take me to do it. I'm going to try to do them all on stream, but it could be like 20 or 30, maybe more, which is pretty crazy. Because this game is basically, well, not anymore, but it was ready to go on the Steam and go on sale for, I don't know, $2 or whatever. But yeah, what was I doing? I forgot. Right, the opening cutscene. So we want to, let's do the animation queue, and then we want to do the animated character queue. So animation queue has just like all other queues, it's got a fire and remove at, a from position and a to position. So these are just screen coordinates, and then a texture. Right? It's not too complicated. Yeah. This might even make sense to be in update. Oh, shit. It might not be able to update itself. Maybe instead of passing game time into the update of the queues, maybe that's stupid. Maybe we should pass the timer. Right? That makes a lot more sense. And the timer is probably not best as a float. Anyway, let's move that back to where it was. Yeah, so it should be, because we need to figure out where to draw it and the way we want, and that's based on the cutscenes timer, not the game timer. Anyway, we can just put in the draw. Do the draw there. Why is it paused? It's so lazy. Position. From position to position, current position. Nah. These are annoying. They're everywhere. These. Okay, so we can just do the draw. The draw is gonna be nonsense actually. Yeah, it's just gonna be at the front all the time. But we just do a draw. Draw. Where's the texture sprite? We want this one. Position and color on white. Cool. I want to rename this to texture. Oh yeah, we also need to rename this to texture. Cool. So let's see if it shows up, and then we'll figure out what we're going to do about this update.
Wilson is playing Dodo. He is...
Son,
But...
download.
So released into the wild,
Yeah,
Wilson
that's the
must
car.
now fend for himself.
Is that the graphic
What
or is that the
challenges await
animated
him?
queue?
Only time will tell.
I think, yeah, I think it's the graphic, not the animated queue. Because the problem is, this guy actually draws off screen. So we've got one. Oh, time's up. Let's just think about this a bit. Maybe I'll do the move thing, and then we'll try to get the animation somewhat working. Yeah, the problem is we can't really test if that draw stuff works because this is another thing is these guys need draw orders. Oh no! Oh. These guys need draw orders. But I think we could do is we can get rid of the background temporarily and see if it shows up. Because this one should show up. This one should show up, right? That's right in the middle of the screen. And where does it go? It just, yeah. The problem is, it's identical to this graphic. Yeah. So let's comment out this guy as well. And okay, so if we see that stupid ugly car,
Wilson.
yeah, shit. If we see that stupid ugly car anyway, that means the animation straw code is working. And then next we can move on to the.
Wilson. He is
Son, but download.
so.
I skipped too much. What did I do?
Whoop, he is.
Son, but downloading the compiler my dick. That's the last straw.
He doesn't believe that you've been downloading the
Released into
compiler.
the wild, Wilson must now fend for himself. What challenges await him?
Yeah, the car's
Only
there. Okay.
time
So
will tell.
that draw code's fine, and I didn't expect that to be problematic, but I don't know. I'm just paranoid today. Okay, so how are we gonna move it? We have to change the queue's definition. So instead of update game time, we just don't need it. We want to refactor this guy. Remove parameters. Can I add parameters? Refactor, encapsulate field. Don't know what that is. Extract interface. Don't know what that is. Remove parameters. I mean, this is not gonna help because we need to like change them all. Anyway, after we do that, right? Right. So the timer is a U-long, I believe. I don't know. Let's go back to the cutscene. Cutscene. The timer is a U-long. Okay, cool. Yeah, so that should throw some compile errors. That's a lot of compile errors. That's a lot more than I expected. It was probably a good idea to remove that. U-long timer, right? I think that's right. Sounds about right. Maybe we can do this. So animated character. He's got an update. Does he? What is this code anyway? Update. Oh, it doesn't because it just uses the base classes update. Centered font also has an update. An unused update. Q is already done. NQ. Yeah, you got an update. What the fuck was? This guy's got an update as well. Doesn't use it. It's annoying, right? Like. Cool. So that should work. No. Yeah, of course. So timer. Cool. So let's move the animated character. The code. No, not the animated character. That's. Figure out what the hell's going on in this jumble of retardedness. Later. Another day. Maybe tomorrow. Let's try to do this. time is timer. Cast this as a float, I guess. Cast this as a float as well, I think. Do you need to? I think this guy needs to be cast as a float. This guy might know it, but yeah. To divide an int by a float, it should be a float, right? Whatever. And let's see if that works. Do we call up that? Yeah, we do.
Wilson
Just skipped it.
Wilson is playing Dodo. He is
Son, but download.
so released into
Yeah,
the wild,
awesome.
Wilson must now fend for himself. What challenges await him?
Fucking
Only
nailed it.
time will tell.
Oh, hello. Hello, Mr. Sprite Sheet. Okay, cool, that's good. Let's fix up that cutscene as well, so that it's got the stuff it's supposed to have. I think that's it. And then tomorrow...
Wilson is playing Dodo. He
Tomorrow.
is
Son, but download.
so released into the wild, Wilson
not
must
bad.
now fend for himself. What
Not
challenges
bad,
await him?
not bad.
Only time will tell.
Yeah, we need to set draw orders on these guys, which is a total bitch, because... We'll set the draw orders later, after I remove as many graphics as I can, so I have less work to do. Okay, cool. Yeah. That's it for today. Bye-bye, Andrew.